Hello everyone, how you doing? Happy Sunday to you all. How was the service today? Hope you enjoy it. Or if you didn't go to church, if it was online church that you attended to, hope it went well. And I hope we're having a restful weekend. Tomorrow is Monday. Most people are going back to work on Monday. My annual leave finished today. I'm back to work too. So welcome to the channel. So today I want to talk about, it's like a case study. I saw this on Dr. Shola's platform and I thought it's something I need to hear my view on. So I'm reacting to that. So I'm going to read the story out because I want it to be quick. I'll read the story out and I will give my own advice on this. So let's go. So this person said, I am not sure if this is the right platform to reach out, but I have been reading a lot of your posts about marriages and relationship. I am married for 17 years, but found out last year that my wife has always been in love with her first lover. I know that sounds somehow that hurts. And he said the person she promised marriage to before we met in the UK, they have now reconciled and he wants to be in her life in some capacity, other likewise as her. I am not ready to leave my wife either because I love her and we have 4 children together. And that goes on to say, she's a wonderful woman and I love and love of my life. I don't want to be in this love triangle relationship. Please advise. Thanks. Okay. How do I put this on so it can replay itself again? So first of all, he hurt to know to hear that a man is coming up to seek for advice, meaning that before he actually come out or summon the courage to come out to come and seek for advice, he must have battled a lot of things between himself. Maybe he's tried to speak to 1 or 2 friends and he sees that maybe the advice they are giving him might be advice of, when you try to be the man, ignore all those things. But he knows he's hurting within himself. So when they say, some people will say, be a man as if man don't cry. No, he knows what he's going through. So I really appreciate the fact that he comes forward to seek for help. But where I'm going to start from, some people might not like it. I have to just be blunt about it. Number one, Mr. Man, I don't know the relationship you have with your wife before you guys issues started, or before you started noticing not really concentrating on the marriage a lot. From what you said you found that she's rekindled back to her lover, the lover they were lover before you met in the UK. That, and you guys are married for 17 years. That's a long. So I just want to assume, let's just round it up like your first child is 17 or less than that and all that. Okay. The thing is that when some people hear that, they will feel, oh, the woman is really so bad, blah blah blah. Of course, what she's doing is not right. Don't get me wrong. What she's doing right now is so bad, but we don't know what is actually what is taking our attention away from this man. So that's why I want to start from this man himself. How have you been treating this woman? Have you guys been having issues in your home, in your marriages that you ignore? Have you been saying I'm the man of the house, this that you're not listening to her? If you're not giving her a listening here, then if she finds someone out there giving a listening here, her attention will be taken from you. Most especially someone that she's met in the past, that they've had something on together in the past. So if this guy finally met this woman when she's in a would I say terrible state? She's in a state where she feel lonely, that you are not listening. All you do is you boss around, and she now meets with an ex-lover. She's going to pour out her heart to her ex-lover, because she will take everything as when they were still together before, not considering what made them to leave each other, separate. Maybe they lost contact or things just don't work out with them within them. But because she is in a vulnerable state, she will pour out her heart, and the guy also will might take advantage of that. Even meeting together, they will want to kind of remember what they had in the past, which will give this your wife reason to always want to be around her ex. So that's why I said, what is the relationship between you guys before you start noticing this change? And if you know you're at fault, you also have things that you need to work on. It's better you acknowledge it, so that we don't just pour all the blames on the woman. And some people will say, oh, no matter what, the woman shouldn't go out. Please don't let us say that, because it's easier said than done. Until when people are in that kind of marriage, they won't really know what the next thing to do. We can advise people, oh, you shouldn't have. Women are not just to shoulder all the pains. When they get tired, they will want to lean on someone who can give them a listening ear. Is really important. So the relationship you have with your wife, if you know you've not been a good husband, maybe in the past couple of years, in the past a year or so, try and sit your wife down. Have a communication with your wife. A soft, polite, lovely conversation with your wife. Try and also point out where you know you have gone wrong. If it was work pressure, also try to praise her. Appreciate the fact that even when you were misbehaving, she was still there for you. She didn't go. You didn't like the way she treated you in this way. Please have a good conversation with her. Pour out your heart. Let her be able to express what is worrying her. You can even ask her, how have you been treating her? Ask her in a polite way. Don't go and ask her in authoritative way, because she will tell you it's okay. Maybe at least you have been a father to the children. That's not really the answer. If you ask her in a loving way, take her out. When I say take her out, you guys should go out in a lovely date out, dinner one or lunch, whichever one, or you can actually do it in the house. Make her listen to her, ask her question, where have you been going wrong? Because you're not perfect. No one is perfect. If possible, you can let her know about the relationship you noticed. Maybe you know that she's rekindled with her ex. Tell her how you feel about it, so you guys can look for solution. Because at this moment, the other guy, even if that the other guy is not fitting for is not suitable for her, but as at the moment that she's going through a lot, she's going to give a listening ear to that guy. And I think that is what the guy is using as one of the advantage to take her over from you. So, knowing what you've done wrong, ask her, have a sit down conversation, polite one with her, plead with her, pour out your heart. You know, when you both pour out your heart, both of you might actually even go into sharing tears when you start saying what you've missed, what you were before, what has changed, what causes it, where you think you've missed it, where you think you were trying to be a man, or you're trying to be, just pour out your heart. You will be able to know that, oh, this wasn't really genuine. The way this person react, at least you know you were wrong in this side. It's not for you to want to just think it should be accepted, or it's over now, so it shouldn't be revisited. So I think that needs to be done. Explain it calmly to her. Your feelings is very important. What you feel right now, and that you don't want your home to break. You do not want your children to be raised by other person. You still want to be in relationship with your family, because you guys are family for 17 years. Marriage do have their ups and downs. Some will look as if it's not going to rekindle again, but when you give it time, it's going to rekindle with the time, with you both working on yourself. Let her know how you value her, what she means to you, what she means to the family, to you, and your children as well. I'm talking about this man at the moment, and also try to spend um, quality time together so you can be able to rekindle some love. Maybe how you guys met, things that you like about each other, and all that. If you've been putting her down, please stop. When I say putting her down, maybe body shaming her or a look or whatever. Try and see what you guys can both work with. If you need to praise her more, so is so the first part is just about you checking yourself, knowing what you think you've done wrong, where you're trying to be a man, or you're trying to play the man that they used to play in the olden days, where they feel everything a man does is the final. The woman has no reason to reject or to complain. If you've been playing on that train, then you need to come off that horse and be a good husband to her. Give her a listening ear. Like I said, give her time. After you guys are talk about it, you need to give her time, because you please don't expect that immediately you've spoken to her the next day, you guys will start doing loving like this thing. You need to give it time and put it in prayer, please. Even before you speak to her, put it in prayer. And so this is to everyone that are going through this kind of a thing, because I don't really don't know this possible. I just feel this is what this man needs to do. And also, as how have you been treating her in the past? And how have you been treating her for the past 1 year when she met this her ex? Of course, this could be what pushed her to the another man. You don't know if she's actually going through any health issue that she couldn't discuss with you, because you guys are no more friends as you used to be. Some men really love their woman, but they are not showing it. That is why their woman is actually being taken away from them emotionally. And also, could this love that you're talking about, could it be like you're jealous? Did you just finding out that you love her when you realize she's getting rekindled back to her ex? Because that's the reason. That's when they want to, like, oh, what can I do? Because they've tried to see what they can do. You can't just buy a gift and expect her to just forget about it. So these are the things that I think about it. And some people will say to the woman as well that, oh, please go and try and do a DNA test. Maybe you don't know how long she's been with this man. Maybe did you find out from her, maybe is it a conversation that it was a year ago, so you're sure the three children are from are yours, so that you're not losing both all your family. You're not losing any of your children to another man and your wife as well. And if possible, I do not advise this really, but it now depends on how you see this ex of ours. Is that person also divorced? Maybe he too is having a problem in his marriage, and they met and they feel, oh, since we are both having problem in our marriage, they just want to use that to amend or to appease their pains. You don't know. You might need to have a conversation with this person politely. If you know the person, at least you don't know what she's told, but the fact that you guys have three children, is it three children, four children together within 17 years? So it's not a chicken and chips relationship. My advice: the woman is should I blame her? In a way, I will blame her. Why don't you let your man know that you're no longer in love with him? Why don't you scream out? That's if you haven't done that. That's the way he's treating you is not acceptable. You don't like it, or it's um killing the love you have for him. Why don't you let him know that you will be leaving? You are no longer with them in your heart, so that when this kind of issue comes, it's not surprising to him. If there's any way you think this man can um amend the love you guys have together and bond together again, why don't you show him the way? Because sometimes you're also able to show him, this is how I want you to treat me. This is and things can go back to normal again. I feel for this man really. When I read it, I felt like crying for him, like for him to have come out to say this. And he said in they have now rekindled, reconcile, and he wants to be in our life in some capacity, otherwise likewise as, which I think for now he can still get his wife back if he go through the right thing. But please do have a conversation with your wife. else you will lose her. And please, and I want to say this as well, please, after talking to her, if she still wants to go and you're still praying about it, I will advise her, please still leave a heart of forgiveness, a space of forgiveness in your heart for her, because sometimes this kind of thing is not really genuine love. It's just because she was vulnerable and she felt she's saving the other man's hand. But once things start happening on the other with the other guy, she will regret ever leaving. She will feel, oh, this where she has spent 17 years is actually better. Why as she has a home with you, then she will want to go back. Please do not close your door to her. I know people might say, oh, so when she leaves, then what should the man be doing? Please leave a heart of forgiveness. If you're able to wait for a while before thinking of having someone else in your heart, because I'm sure that this woman might find her way back. Don't close the door of communication. Let her know that you're still waiting. Because sometimes when things blindfold people, they might not want to know they're actually going wrong until when they get burnt. And when some people get burnt, if they know that they're still home, they will come home, they will cry. You guys will sort things out, and the other person will be the one ashamed. But if you close the door, she's not able to come back when she realizes her mistake, then she'll keep making more mistake. Remember, you guys have four children. I don't know how old they are, but they still need you guys in their lives, so that this mistake of both of you will not affect the children. The children will not grow up and thinking this is the best way. No matter what, these children will ask questions. Some of them will want to hate their mom, the other one want to hate their dad. So please, you just need to bring down your ego and have a discussion with your wife. DNA is important in a way. If you know it wasn't long, or if you know she's a genuine, you haven't suspected that. I don't think there's any need for it, but people will suggest DNA test. We never can tell. We never can tell. And I know it's going to hurt her when she hears that you want to carry out a DNA test. She will feel, oh, so you don't trust me all this while. So it's another thing you need to think of. Should you do it? Should you not? Would you be hurting her more? But if you say you don't want to lose her, and just to let you know that sometimes being the biological father doesn't really make one a father, really, because you've been the one being the father to these children from the onset. So no matter what, you're still their dad. Even if anything goes wrong among any of them, you're still their dad. Have that at the back of your mind and treat your wife well. I hope that things will work out positively in your life. That's my advice. I've touched about, you know, what you think how you've been treating her, how you think you need to accept that maybe if you're doing something wrong, and how to um correct yourself. Have a conversation with her, calm conversation with her, not authoritative one. Give her time as well, and also treat her like a queen. Show her that you value her. Remember to check yourself. It's very important. Check yourself and accept your flaws. No one is perfect. So let me read some people's comments. Use the screen now. So this person said, are we reading the same thing? It seems they want to reconnect, just that the reconnecting is dangerous. I've seen emotions last over time in spite of distance and no communication. Unko Uti Abasi gave the best advice here. Okay. Reconnecting with her, find out what she feels is missing and help her fill the void. Rekindle the passion, which is very important. Someone else says 17 years, you still remember one first love. It happens when they are vulnerable. People do that. You know, they tend to think of maybe their first love or their last love when they're in when things are going on. Maybe when their husband is not giving them a listening ear. They think of that. And this person said, those with legs don't have shoes, and why those with shoes don't have legs? Faithful, godly woman saddened with best and beast and turn housemates. White faithful husband material, then loving up on statement, street mate as wife. God, why? Well, this person say, I think it was this one that says, um, go on your knee. Yeah, this one says, go on your knees and pray. If possible, click the pray. Okay. If possible, do dry fasting, naked, and try not to, and cry to Jehovah before the prayer, or yeah, before you approach her, or right now start praying. But you need to work on yourself. It's not only the prayer that will do it. You need to work on yourself as well. If you know you also need help. And I want to say, it might work for both of you to also have a counseling, someone to counsel you guys. It does help. And this one say, Ole would just be guided, please. The other person say, is the wife that I want to tell that what she's feeling is not love. Oh, it go clear for your eye very soon. I beg, fight your temptation and stay with your family. Is right, because this woman is might be just because she's vulnerable, and the other guy is using taking the advantage of the fact that they were. So she's not thinking right now, until when she start feeling hurt, getting hurt. That's when she will remember she can cope in an matrimonial home better. And this person said, Kai, marriage will humble you. The number of years notwithstanding, Omo has been honored. Anyway, I hope the person find peace. Yeah, I hope they find peace in whatever decision they decide to go with. Maybe to let her go, or to summon courage. When you summon courage to have a conversation with her, and also to want to work on yourself because you love your family. I pray everything works well. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this case study. What is your advice for this man? Do you think the woman is at fault? Do you think the man is at fault? Do you think both of them need to come together and behave themselves like very good mature people? Should they consider their children? Because considering children is part of what we always talk about. But if the woman is suffering, does she still have to stay? Do you think the woman has found a real love? Do you think the other guy, our ex, is a real love? Because some people look think that way. If you're new here and you like what I'm about, please subscribe. And to my returning subscribers, God bless you. Love you. Don't forget to comment, and please turn up the video for me. Please remember to also watch the adverts, the ads. Sometimes YouTube just make sure the ad is just included. So please encourage us. It helps to support the channel. And also, if you want to be part of the membership, please join the membership team, so we have things going on. We can plan for so many things to be done, and also to support the channel. I will appreciate if you do that. And I will wrap up this, and I'll see you in my next video. Do take care. Bye.